Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're zeroing in on a story that honestly already feels like it's buzzing the missing half, Ashley Flower's latest novel. So imagine this. You've got two women living years apart, both dealing with the aftermath of their older sister's disappearing without a trace.
Right, devastating stuff.
But here's the hook. The thing that really pulls you in. Both sisters vanished under really similar circumstances, and get this, within just 2 weeks of each other.
That close timing is wild. Makes you immediately wonder if it's connected.
Exactly. So that's what we're digging into today. We'll unpack the premise using the details straight from, the book's own description on Amazon. We want to get to the heart of what makes it tick.
And look at the author too, right? Ashley Flowers. She's a powerhouse.
Absolutely. We'll explore who she is. So if you're looking to really grasp this story and understand the creator behind it pretty quickly without wading through tons of stuff, well, you're in the right place. We're aiming for those aha moments.
Okay, so starting with the premise, that dual tragedy. It's immediately compelling, isn't it? Not just one family's cold case, but two linked by this really unsettling proximity in time.
Yeah, it doubles the stakes right away.
And that shared history, even though the disappearances were years ago for one of them, it creates this instant connection. The Amazon info lays it out pretty clearly. You've got Nick Monroe. Her sister, Casey, vanished 7 years back. And that detail about Casey's car, found abandoned like 100 miles away.
Yeah, with her purse untouched in sight.
Exactly. That detail screams something other than, say, running away or a simple robbery. It's a classic mystery setup.
Definitely points towards foul play, or something very strange at least.
Then there's Jenna Connor. Her sister, Jules, disappeared just before Casey, like 2 weeks before. Same weird pattern with the car and belongings.
So you got these two parallel cold cases just sitting there for years.
Until Jenna reaches out to Nick. And that's the catalyst, right? That moment where maybe, just maybe, there's new hope. Teaming up to find their missing halves, as the title says.
It really sets up that core question. What are they going to find? And maybe more importantly, what are they willing to risk to find it?
That's the thriller element kicking in.
And we get the setting too. Mishawaka, Indiana. Publisher's Bantam, release date May 6th, 2025. And it's flagged as mystery, thriller, and suspense, but specifically calls out women sleuths. What does that specific tag tell you?
Well, women sleuths, I think, often signals something beyond just the plot mechanics. It suggests we might get protagonists who maybe aren't traditional investigators.
Right, like everyday people pushed into it.
Exactly. Their strengths might be more about, observation, intuition, maybe empathy, and a certain kind of resilience that comes from their own experiences. It often means a deeper dive into the emotional impact, too.
So less hardball detective, more personal quest.
Potentially, yeah. And the description mentions a gripping tale and that the sisters will do anything that points to a really fierce personal drive, rooted in that sisterly bond and the loss. You start wondering what lines they'll cross.
Yeah, it definitely suggests a very personal, maybe messy investigation. And the buzz isn't just from the synopsis. Some big names are weighing in.
Oh, yeah. Like who?
Geneva Rose calls it sharp, slick, and chilling, and promises a whiplash ending you'll never see coming. That's a big claim.
Whoa. Okay. A whiplash ending.
Ooh.
That always gets thriller readers interested. Hard to pull off genuinely surprising endings these days.
Tell me about it. And then Gillian Flynn, Gone Girl Gillian Flynn.
Wow, okay. High praise indeed.
She praises its propulsive mystery with excellent writing and a genuine beating heart. That combination sounds really appealing, fast plot, but with real emotion.
Flynn saying that carries a lot of weight. She knows how to balance plot twists with deep character work. It suggests this book isn't just about the puzzle. It's about Nick and Jenna's journey, their feelings.
Making it stick with you, maybe.
Right. A purely twisty book can be fun, but forgettable. One with heart, that stays with you. And Booklist apparently agrees, calling it impossible to put down and saying it'll stick with readers long after.
Sounds like it hits that sweet spot.
And it seems early readers are feeling the same way. You mentioned customer reviews.
Yeah, the Amazon page mentions customer reviews praising the unique story, that surprise ending again, and the writing quality. People specifically calling out unexpected twists. So it seems like it's delivering on those promises so far.
Good signs. It sounds like the hype might be justified.
Okay, so the book sounds compelling, but let's switch gears a bit. Let's talk about Ashley Flowers herself. Because she's not just coming out of nowhere.
No, definitely not. She's a huge figure.
Her bio is pretty staggering. #1 New York Times bestselling author already for All Good People Here.
Her debut novel, right, That did incredibly well.
Yeah. But then there's the podcasting empire. #1 female podcaster in the U.S. Crime Junkie.
I mean, Crime Junkie is massive. The numbers are kind of mind-blowing. Top podcast for women, #1 overall on Apple Podcasts multiple times.
2.6 billion downloads across her company, AudioChuck. Billion.
It's astronomical. That kind of reach means she has an incredibly deep understanding of what resonates with the true crime audience, what stories grab people, how to tell them responsibly.
Yeah, the bio mentions her commitment to responsible true crime content. And she's the founder and CEO of AudioChuck, so she's not just the voice, she's shaping the whole thing.
Which probably gives her a really interesting perspective for writing fiction in this genre, right? She's immersed in real cases, real investigations, the impact on families.
You have to assume that feeds into her writing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not just research. It's lived experience, in a way. Hearing these stories day in, day out.
And her reach keeps expanding. Partnership with SiriusXM, launching Crime Junkie Radio like a 247 channel.
Yeah, cementing her place as a major media player in that whole space.
But the thing that really stood out to me, maybe the most impressive part, is her nonprofit, Season of Justice.
Yes. That's really significant work.
It really is. They fund DNA testing for cold cases. Raised over, what, $1.5 million?
Something like that. And the results are tangible, identifying unknown victims, helping solve actual cold cases, like 21 victims identified, 14 cases solved. That's real impact.
It's incredible. It's not just talking about crime, it's actively trying to bring resolution. How do you think that hands-on work with real cold cases might shape her fiction?
Oh, profoundly, I'd imagine. Think about the emotional weight she must understand, the endless waiting families go through, the frustration, the tiny details that can crack a case open.
The importance of evidence, of just not giving up.
Exactly. That deep dive into the reality of unsolved cases, the grief, the hope, the procedural stuff, it likely gives her writing a layer of authenticity, maybe a deeper empathy for characters like Nick and Jenna who are going through something similar.
Yeah, it adds this whole other dimension to her as a writer. It's not just entertainment for her. It feels like a mission.
You get that sense. It connects the fiction back to something very real and very important.
The bio also mentions she's from Indiana, like the book's setting, Mishawaka. Lives there with her family, her dog Chuck, who AudioChuck is named after. Cute detail.
Grounds her a bit, doesn't it? Behind the huge brand.
Yeah. And it mentions Alex Keister, who co-authored All Good People here. So she collaborates on the fiction side, too.
Right. So putting it all together for you, the listener, when you pick up The Missing Half, you're getting a story from someone who is just steeped in the world of true crime.
Not just as a fan, but as a creator, an entrepreneur, and even an advocate for justice.
Right. Through the podcasting, through Season of Justice. She understands the mechanics, the emotion, the human cost, on a level most fiction writers probably don't.
So that experience has to bring a certain, I don't know, weight, authenticity.
I think so. And the premise itself, these linked cold cases, feels like something straight out of the kind of mysteries she explores constantly. Her real-world drive to find answers likely fuels the fictional drive of her characters.
Makes sense. So wrapping up our look at The Missing Half, what we're seeing is a really compelling mystery. 2 disappearances, strangely linked, 2 determined sisters driving the search.
And a lot of buzz about a twisty, emotional ride.
Plus an author, Ashley Flowers, whose background is pretty unique. That deep experience in true crime podcasting and her actual work solving cold cases, it adds this significant layer, doesn't it?
It really does. It positions her perfectly to write a thriller that feels both exciting and potentially quite resonant, because it's informed by that real-world understanding.
Okay, so if this sounds like your kind of book, if The Missing Half grabs you, we've got 5 other recommendations you might want to check out. Books with similar vibes, mystery, thriller, often with strong female leads.
Good idea. What have you got?
All right, first up, Frida McFadden's The Tenant. It's a psychological thriller, and apparently people who looked at The Missing Half often bought this one too. Suggests a similar taste for intense, twisty reads.
McFadden's very popular in that space. Makes sense.
Second, makes sense to mention Ashley Flowers' first book, All Good People here. If you like her style in the new one, definitely check out her debut. Also a huge bestseller.
Good call. See where she started.
Third, Florence Knapp's The Names. A read with Jenna Pick. A novel. This popped up as something people viewed after looking at The Missing Half, so there might be some crossover appeal there in the mystery genre.
A read with Jenna Pick usually signals strong writing and character focus too.
Fourth, Such Quiet Girls, a thriller by Noelle West Ely. This one falls under kidnapping thrillers and was also viewed by people interested in Flower's book. Points to that shared interest in missing persons cases and suspense.
Okay, another one tapping into that specific kind of suspense.
And fifth, thinking about that women sleuths angle and Flower's style, maybe something like Lucy Folkley's The Guest List. It's a locked room type mystery, atmospheric, lots of secrets, strong female perspectives trying to figure things out. Fits that character-driven suspense feel.
Yeah, that sounds like a good fit, too. Lots of options there.
Definitely some good reads to explore.
And just a final thought to leave you with. Knowing Ashley Flower's deep involvement with real-world cold cases through Season of Justice, cases that often remain agonizingly unsolved, how might that shape the story she tells in The Missing Half? Does it change how you, as a reader, might anticipate the ending or engage with the emotional stakes? It's just something interesting to keep in mind, that tension between fictional resolution and the often much harsher reality she deals with every day.